Hello and welcome to the Growing Green podcast. Your host, Jeremiah Jennings, is the owner of Growing Green Landscapes in Birmingham, Alabama, and has a passion for growing the entrepreneurship community for those who are young in business. Being a business owner isn't easy, especially in the early years, and that's why in this show we dive into a wide range of topics covering all the challenges small business owners deal with. Even if your company is generating $1 million or more, the stories from our great guest and Jeremiah's own firsthand experiences will propel your business forward. And now, here's your host, Jeremiah Jennings.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode today here on the Growing Green podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings, and I am so excited to be coming to you today with another fresh new show for your midweek. Hopefully, y'all are having a great Wednesday if you're listening real time. Maybe you're listening down the road, then whatever day of the week it is, I hope you're doing well. I hope life is good for you, and you're just rocking and rolling in business and in life. It's not always easy. We've had a rough couple days in our business, but you just rock and roll, and you just live and you learn as you go on. And so those are some things that we're trying to do, is try to just make the most of the situations we're in. I hope you can all do that as well. It's what you should be doing, because you can't change the situation 90% of the time. It just, life happens, and so you got to learn to make lemonade out of, lemons out of lemonade, or lemonade out of lemons. I think is what they tell you, what the phrase is. So you got to just roll with the punches and move on. And so that's kind of what we've been doing and trying to make the most of it. But tell you what, we have a guest interview that I'm super excited for. This has been it's been in the works for the last couple months, really trying to get schedules aligned, and it's just crazy time of year for everyone. But we've been doing a lot of solo shows recently, just because, one, hard to get guests on like that. I mean, it's true. It's hard to, when I'm out in the field working all day, it's hard to get lined up with people and get guests in here. But I've enjoyed some of our solo shows that we've done recently. They've been, I feel like they brought some value that we've talked about real life stuff that our business is going through that I think a lot of others are as well. So hopefully brought some good insight there and some relatable topics. But today we are going to get to talk about the wonderful world of websites and the importance of those and all the things that go along with that with Ezra McCarthy from Green Frog Web Design. Man, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing well.
That's fantastic, dude. You said sounds like you had a long day. You said you tearing the roof off all day, right?
Yep. Thankfully, it's not as hot as it was where I was in Texas, but it's been a couple of years since I've done it, so I'm a little sore.
Yeah, trying to get back in the swing of things. I hear that, man. Well, I tell you what, Ezra, we go back, I don't know, a year or two recently, I don't remember how long it was when we first got in touch, but I tell you what, tell everybody a little bit about yourself, who you are. I think your name is out there in the community. A lot of people know who you are, but in case they hadn't heard of you and what you got going on, then kind of introduce yourself, walk us through kind of what your life looks like and what you got going on with Green Frog Web Design.
Sure. Well, it kind of started as far as in the lawn care industry there in March of 2021. I started in Greenville, Texas, a company called Maple Leaf Mowing in Greenville, Texas. And I had previously had a business that I had, and I had got into the green industry. I had been in enjoyed listening to podcasts, and I kind of got into listening to the different ones in the green industry. And as I was looking around, I realized that marketing and also finding out how to get your business out was not something people really understood a lot of. And just personal experience, I had a lot of experience with that. And so if you type in lawn care Greenville, Texas, you're going to see one of two things come up first organically: Maple Leaf Mowing One, or I'm actually proud to say a guy that I was helping, a young guy named Jose there in Greenville, his may come up too, J&M Lawn Care. But that is kind of how I first got into lawn care, and then that's kind of ended up how I changed a little bit into marketing slightly.
That's awesome, man. What made you start the business, start the actual mowing business?
You know, I'd always kind of wanted to before I went to college. I thought I'd actually applied. The guy did trees and lawns, and his lawns division was full, and I get poison ivy so quick. I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to try to do that. So I ended up by the time I was in college for 5 years, I roofed for 5 years while I was there to put me through college. But I kind of always wanted to try it. I'd worked a couple days with one of my friends who did it. And when I moved to Texas, the climate's kind of good for lawn care business. So I thought, hey, you know what? This might be a better place. And so I tried it, and it worked.
Yeah, man, that's fantastic. I mean, tell us a little bit about your background. I mean, we'll get into Green Frog here in a minute, but kind of get familiar, let the listeners get familiar with you here, and kind of just share your story of maybe your college years or going into college. What is your life looked like the past couple of years? Y'all just recently moved. Tell us about your family if you don't mind. I mean, as much or as little as you want to share, but kind of give the listeners and kind of me as well just kind of a walk through the last couple of years for you.
Sure. Actually, in high school, I went to kind of like a boarding school in high school in Kentucky, actually. So I was kind of lived all around. The home life wasn't the best growing up. So I went there, and I ended up going to Bible college in Illinois. And right before there, I am actually a pastor, so I felt the call to be a pastor right before. And so I went into college. I took that about 5 years for that, and then worked my way through there. I roofed for 5 years, and then I thought, you know what? There's got to be a better way to do this.
There's got to be a better way. I love it. Yeah.
So I decided to do something other than roofing when I got out. And so when I first got into contracting, I had done small jobs for my boss, roofing, and so that kind of got my entrepreneurial bug going, because I'm like, man, I can go do a roof repair, whatever, make $150 in a couple hours, or I could work all day. And back then I may have made $150 working real hard all day. And I thought, this is great. So when I moved to take my first, the church, we were in actually Twin Falls. I had done some painting in college on the side. I had roofed as well, but I thought, so I started that. And I had first used kind of the lead services that we're all familiar with, paying $20, $40, $60, $100 or more you can pay per lead. And the leads I was getting was awful. And so I just began to get so frustrated. I thought, man, there's got to be a better way, because here I'm spending all this money. And if the leads I was getting were good, then that's one thing. So that's when I found, back then it was Google My Business. Now it's Google Business Profiles. But I set that up, and I began to gather reviews for my painting business. And you can find out, if you type in painter Greenville, Texas, the number one business that's going to come up on your Google Maps is going to be a company called Signature Paints. And you go to the reviews, and if you begin to look down through those reviews, you're going to see a name that's going to pop up time and time again, and it's going to be Ezra. And that was the painting company I started originally in Twin Falls, Idaho, where we were living. And then when I moved to Texas, as well as the pastor there, the market was different, and interior painting wasn't really as profitable in that market. And that's how I ended up pivoting into lawn care. And because of that market, this last year, I started mowing the 1st of March. It was wild. And then you can mow all the way up to, sometimes October. And so it worked really good. But there, from the very beginning, I had already had a practice, get a website going, get your Google Business Profile now labeled. And so from the very beginning, I began to ask those customers. And in like 3 months, I was at the top of the heap as far as the Google Business Profile, the top of the rankings organically. And so literally just a couple of weeks ago, I was getting multiple per day, unpaid. And the guy I sold my business to, or I'm sending my referrals over to, poor guy was getting swamped. But anyway, that's kind of how it pivoted to there. And so now we are actually no longer there. So I sold my business, but you can still find it if you search Lawn Care Greenville or Lawn Mowing Greenville, Texas, and you can see our business there. But now I'm actually pivoting into helping people finding the power of online marketing through websites, through Google Business Profile, through teaching them how to gather authentic Google reviews and helping their business grow.
That's fantastic, dude. That is a really cool story. You've built a couple businesses, you've sold a couple businesses. The pastor thing is pretty cool to me. My dad's a pastor as well, so I'm assuming you're doing bivocational right now, or have been for the past couple of years. Is that
correct? Yeah.
That's awesome, man. What college did you go to by chance?
It's a small Bible college in Illinois called Bible Missionary Institute.
Okay.
I mean, it's probably 90, 100 students, so it's very small.
Okay, cool, man. Well, I knew of another one up near that way. I couldn't remember where it exactly was, but that's awesome, man. Well, that's really good to hear that you're following the Lord's will and doing that, and being a pastor and serving Him that way. But it is very cool to also see that you're building businesses and putting time into also helping other people try to build their businesses. And so, let's get into it then. Let's hop into the website side of things. The reviews, the Google My Business side, or the Google profile now for Google Business Profile. Tell us a little bit about kind of what you have going on with Green Frog Web Design, what your goal is in that, kind of some services that you're offering, and then let's hop into maybe even more so deeper into the importance of the Google Business Profile.
Sure. I would say it began probably with my painting business when I first started it, and I tried to find a website builder for my own website. So here I was looking around to all the different ones, and not only were they really expensive, I would fill out the form on their website, try to call them, and you can guess what happened: crickets. And I was willing to pay the price that they were going to pay, but they wouldn't even get back with me, and it was so frustrating. And then not only that, some of them were just outrageously priced. They wanted crazy fees up front before you saw anything, before you could see it worked. And then they wanted like a monthly retainer for basically just sitting on it, not even doing anything. So I ended up I would have rather hired someone, but I couldn't find anyone reliable to do a good job. And so I ended up just doing it myself. And that first one was okay. It wasn't great. It was okay. But through the different businesses that I've had and built and helping other people, I began to build up that. And so looking around, seeing the need for it, I said, hey, why can't I build a business where literally for the first month, it's going to cost you $1. So you're going to, and we guarantee to have it done in 3 weeks, or it's free for a year. You can't beat that. And so our whole goal is to help quickly turn around once you have all your info. And so you're not having to pay some huge, $1,500, $2,000 up front, because that's a huge cost, especially if you're a smaller business and you say, okay, I'm just starting, I can't do that. We understand that, and we want to help you. We believe in you, and we make money by helping you long term. So it's more of a subscription model. And so for the first 12 months, there is a fee that's kind of spread out. So in a way, you might describe it as financing, but we don't just build it and then leave it. Every month we're going over it. We're reviewing everything on our end. We're checking, we're updating, and we offer on our packages, if you're doing the monthly package, unlimited updates. So you said, hey, we've been doing mostly mowing. We want to move into hardscaping. We want to add some more pictures to our website. Then all of that is added at no cost if you're on our subscription plan. So we want to make it accessible from the smallest business to the largest business. If you want like a custom package, we can do that. But we want to change the paradigm, I guess you could say, in industry from something that only a large business with thousands of outlay can do to something that everyone can have.
Yeah, man. No, I'm a huge proponent of this, and I think it's something that a lot of people can really benefit from, because I've been in that same position where like it's hard to justify dropping $2-3 grand on a website when you're in the very beginning stages trying to get up and running. Like you want to reinvest that money into a piece of equipment or something that's like directly going to generate you revenue. Now, some would argue, you might argue that your website is as important, if not more important than that equipment. But it's just hard to do. I totally understand when you're in that situation. Like, man, I can't afford to drop $3,000 on a website or $5,000 on a website just for some super in-depth thing. I just want something professional that gets me up and running, but also we get good service on the back end and things. And that's I know Ezra can help you with that. So let's walk through the plans. Honestly, if you don't mind, let's kind of talk about what you have going on, and then we'll refer everybody to the website so they can see for themselves. But give us the 60-second rundown on each plan, how people can get set up, and what they're looking at as far as what the plans include and everything moving forward.
Sure. We do have a plan that's kind of an upfront plan if you do want to pay for that. And then that just has a yearly hosting fee. And so just a quick rundown on terms. A domain is the name. So like if you're saying google.com, that's a domain. And then you're hosting, what that means is basically you're paying somebody or like a server to host your website, if that makes sense. So just a quick definition there. So
that's good.
On the first one,
real quickly, I'm glad you said that, because a lot of people don't like, if you're out cutting grass every day, you don't necessarily know what that stuff means. Like, I'm still figuring some of that stuff out, honestly. And like, so the hosting, if people are like, a yearly hosting fee, like I don't want to have to do that. The hosting is just to have your website up. Like I'll give you a real life example, and then we'll let Ezra explain the plans. But like for the podcast, I have to have a hosting website for the podcast. So I upload all of my stuff to one hosting website, and I pay them a fee, and they publish to all the platforms that y'all listen to. So that's like, even the podcast requires a hosting platform. So that is a hosting fee is very common. That's not something that you're going to run into that anywhere you go as far as getting a website built. So thank you for kind of explaining those terms, Ezra, because I know there's a lot of people who don't have any idea what a domain or a hosting fee is. So sorry to interrupt. Go ahead and keep going.
No problem. Yeah, the hosting fee, it's something that I have to pay. It's something, like you said, you just can't get away from. But just explaining that, the first one, and I don't have it right here in front of me. I should have. I believe it's 15 something, and I should have had it in front of me. My apologies.
No, you're good. I'm looking at it. Fee. I'm looking at it. So it is $14.98 for the upfront plan.
Oh, thank you for that correction. So what that includes is a domain name. So we're going to purchase that for you. That's included in it. That includes your website. That includes everything getting up and running. Now, that doesn't include unlimited updates. This is for someone who says, hey, I just want to get it done. I'm probably never going to update it. I have the upfront money. I just want a website. But if you say, hey, I'm interested in keeping it updated. I'm interested in unlimited updates. I may not have the cash all up front. Then we offer $1 for the first month, and then we guarantee to have it done within 3 weeks, and then a monthly fee for the first 12, or monthly charge for the first 12 months, which includes unlimited updates, free domain name, free hosting. So you're not going to have to pay any extra for that. That's all included in that charge. We have one of those, and then we also have a plan that has, for basically, we set up a blog for you, and you say, I don't need a blog. Why does that even matter? Well, part of what Google uses to work the algorithm, one of the things is called keywords. Now, keywords are, let's see, for Jeremiah, if you're saying, okay, landscaping, how many times does landscaping come across his website? And also, how many pages are on that website? This plan includes up to 20 articles, so that we're going to post to your website, so that your website is continually being built. So your competitor's website may have 4 pages, but yours, over time, per month, you're adding 20 pages to your website of 500 some words per page. And so you're like building blocks on this website that, I guess you could say, building relevance. And then that also includes unlimited updates, free domain name, free hosting. And then each of these websites is kind of tailored to different things. If you want more pages, if you want less, there's kind of different options. But those two subscription models that we have, it's literally $1 for the first month, and we guarantee to have it done in 3 weeks, or it's free for a year.
That's awesome, dude. That is just like super cool to hear that it's literally you're making it to a point where really anybody can get signed up and get a website rolling. Even this late in the year, they still benefited a lot going into fall cleanups and things like that, plowing snow. So really, let's talk logistics right here before we kind of come to a close and bring this thing, rating this thing in here. So 12 months, you pay a fee on these last two plans. After those 12 months, does everybody own their own they own the website at that point? Is that right?
Yep. So what you can choose to do, if you want to keep the unlimited updates, if you want to keep all of those added features, then you can just keep on with it. If you want to just change to the only hosting, if that makes sense, which would be just the hosting fee per year, and then updates would be separate, then you can change to that. At that point, if you chose to leave, you could. Obviously, there is still a hosting fee, even if you took it with you, if that makes sense, because that's just everywhere.
Yeah, so you're going to pay a hosting fee somewhere.
Exactly. And that's not something that's not a moneymaker for us. It's just something that's done.
Yeah.
Or you can keep it with us and just have that yearly hosting fee. And if you choose to have an update, then we definitely can help you with that, but that's obviously separate. Or you can just keep on with the monthly unlimited updates. We also help with the Google Business Profile. So on the different ones, one, it's a weekly update. So we're going to help there's something called updates on your Google Business Profile. This is something that a lot of businesses don't do. And it's just someplace that if you just get that 1-2% of your competition over time, because website online marketing, you may say, okay, we're coming into the fall here. Does it really matter? I'm just going to get it next spring. The problem is Google indexes your website. Now, what does that mean? It basically means Google reads, they call it crawls your website. So basically, once your domain is purchased and attached to the pages, Google will crawl or go over and read everything on your site on the back end for the photos, and then it's called indexing it. Before it will ever show up on Google, it has to be indexed. So, and building this, you got to think of it like you're building a foundation, like you're putting out the forms. If you've ever done concrete, you're setting the rebar, and then you're going to pour the concrete. So it takes time. Even though we do have a quick turnaround on your site, you do want to begin to build that foundation so that if you do want winter work, or if you're looking forward to next spring, then now is the time to begin to get on that process to begin to bring the leads in.
Yeah, you don't want to wait to the very last minute. Even though you can have it done pretty quickly, you still want to have that up and running, and then, like you're saying, build relevance and things like that just on the internet, and let Google kind of vet you and do their thing to get you up and going and out there to the public. So that's really awesome, man. I'm excited for this. I think that your business is going to do great. It's been up and running for a little bit now, and so I'm excited to help some people out, and I'm excited for y'all that are listening. Maybe you need a website, then this is a really good option for you to go. So there's the upfront plan, the pro plan, the boost plan. You can go to greenfrogwebdesign.com and check this out for yourself and view all the details. If you missed some of that, then go check those out, and Ezra will take care of you there. We'll put a link in the show notes to go straight to the website and get in touch with Ezra if you have any questions or anything like that. But I tell you what, Ezra, before we wrap up, let's talk Google reviews and Bing. And I remember, so this is one conversation that we had probably a year ago, a little over a year, about the Map Pack on Google. And that was something that has stuck out to me. It has always stuck in my brain. You brought it to my attention that I hadn't even really put two and two together yet about how important it is to be listed on that Map Pack. And so talk a little bit about the importance of reviews and getting those from your customers, and then trying your best to keep your Google updated so you can get up in that Map Pack section.
Yes. So first, I'll just describe very quickly what that is for those that may not know. When you look on whatever browser you use and you type in lawn care near me, most places you type that in, the first thing that's going to come up is Google Local Services. Right below that, you're going to see one or two paid ads. Then directly below that, you're going to see, depends if you're on your phone or your computer. If you're on your computer, On the right-hand side, you're going to see a map, literally. And then on the left-hand side, you're going to see maybe one sponsored ad and then 3 organic, unpaid listings for businesses. There's only 3. And they're there because Google thinks they're the most relevant, important local businesses. And Google uses relevance, uses your location data, and a large factor is your reviews. And that, before any organic website, that's what's going to be shown. So that is a huge part, especially for service-based businesses, to get onto that.
Yeah. So the importance of that is like when you Google, like that is what comes up. And I've never put 2 and 2 together until we had that conversation of like, you're right. Like this comes up before your website does. Like this is what, and when I'm a consumer, I thought about this. I was like, that's how I find my people. Like we had a window break the other day on one of our trucks and I had to find a glass company. I literally put in glass company near me and called the first one that showed up in the map pack. Like that's just what happened. Like, and I feel like that's how 90% of people are when it comes to hiring a contractor or having something done. So the importance of that. So how do you do that? Like what are some steps? What are some ways that you can help if somebody wants that to happen for them to get up in that section, to get the very top? Because like you're saying, like I'm sitting here looking at it, there's only 3. Like you can expand it and there's more businesses below that, but like without expanding it just hits you right in the face. There's 3 places that you can be in. And so how do you get in those spots? And then some good practices, maybe for somebody who already has a website, what are some good practices for them to kind of keep it up and try to get in those spots?
This is your invitation to Lawntrepreneur Academy Live 2023 in Novi, Michigan, Saturday, November 11th. The lineup is power-packed. You won't want to miss it. Learn from incredible speakers like Leroy Maines, Keith Kalfas, Caleb and Brittany Allman, Sam Gimbel, Weston Zimmerman, and Jeff Joyner, just to name a few. Tickets are on sale now at the early bird registration price of $197. And hurry because seating is limited to just 300. Now through August 31st, purchase the whole ball of wax and receive a free ticket to LAL 2023, a $200 value. Once you purchase your ticket, you'll be added to our private Facebook group where you can network with other attendees, get access to the discounted hotel room block, and get the inside scoop for the Friday night party brought to you by Kohler. Thank you to this year's sponsors, Exmark, Sure Track Trailers, Yard Book, and Boss Snowplow for helping to bring this incredible event to life. We can't wait to see you November 11th, Novi, Michigan, at Lawntrepreneur Academy Live 2023. Get your ticket today at lawntrepreneur.academy.com or use the link in the podcast description. Lawntrepreneur Academy Live.
Sure. First, I'd articulate, though, having a website, people think, oh, I'm going to have a website and then I'm going to have business. No. I'll give you this illustration. You can have the best billboard in the world, but if it's in the middle of the woods, no one's going to see it. And you can have the best website around, but if no one's looking at it, it doesn't matter. So this map pack is a great way to get your great website, and if you don't have one, we can help you with that, in front of people. So you can then you say, okay, how can I get in the map pack? Well, first, you obviously need that Google Business Profile. And then you need to optimize your profile for your local area. So that means filling out everything. And that means consistently posting updates, adding photos, and getting reviews. I'll give an example. My company, Maple Leaf Mowing out of Greenville, Texas, kind of right as I was selling a couple months beforehand, there was a really nice young man I met named Jose, and actually sold most of my residential customers to him. And he was a really nice young man. So I was just telling him exactly what I was telling you guys on this podcast. I was telling him, hey, man, you need to work on your reviews. I helped him set up his profile. I helped him get just a real basic website set up for him. And the amount of work he's got just by implementing those few things is astronomical. I think right now he has 38. I haven't looked in a couple weeks, but he had 30-some reviews basically in the past couple months for the most part. And his business has just skyrocketed because he's taken all these suggestions that I've given him and implemented them. And one of them is asking every single customer for a review. You say, man, that sounds like hassle. You can literally get a link, copy and paste from your Google Business Profile. You can use it in emails. You can use it in text. You can put it anywhere. And you can even, if you want to get a QR code and put it places, one of those codes you scan. I mean, there's all kinds of ways you can get creative. But you need to ask every single customer for one. And not once, but if they don't leave it, ask them again. And if they forget, ask them again. I mean, politely and kindly and with courtesy, but just consistently, because otherwise the people that are going to leave it are the people that are mad. And that's not who you want representing you. And so good. one of the largest factors on where you rank is your reviews. And I'll give you an example. So I just moved like 2 months ago. And like I said, I was telling Jose and teaching him at J&M Lawn Care. And I am shocked. In just 2 months, my Google listing, I would always used to be listed number one. And I have 89 reviews right now. But Jose with J&M Lawn Care, depends what combination of words I use, as sometimes he's over top of mine. Now, part of it uses your Google location. But if you're not doing this and your competition is, then you're going to start to get bumped off. So it's not just a one and done. This needs to be something that you do and have a process to work at. So where you don't even have to think about it anymore. And over time, that will be a huge benefit to your business.
Yeah, man, that's good stuff right there. Like, there's not even much more that I can add to that. It's all very true. There's plenty of and I'm preaching to the choir here. Like, there's plenty of ways that are so easy. Like you're saying, shoot a link in a text or an email to somebody and say, hey, can you leave us a review? Like, that means so much. Like, it means so much to your profile, like just customers vetting you. It's something that I'm trying to hit harder this fall and try to get our reviews up on Google. I'm going to try to do it kind of in spurts. I don't want to do it all at once because I do not want Google to flag me. Do you have any information on that? Like, how would you recommend sending it out, like kind of in bursts? Not all. If you have 100 customers, don't send a link to all 100 customers and tell them to do it on the same day, because then you'll get flagged, right? Or there's a good chance you could.
100%. You're going to get flagged basically 30% no matter what you do. But if it looks suspicious, like if you have none and you text 100 people, a lot of them are going to get flagged. So what I would recommend is literally putting it in your calendar, just like you do for a job. You say, hey, every 2 weeks or every week, I'm going to go to this person's house. We're going to cut it. Put it in your calendar every day, every 2 days, however you want to do it, to send out at least one. You said, hey, before, at lunchtime, I'm going to sit down for lunch and send a text. I'm going to, whatever works good with your schedule, literally put it on your calendar. And also, you need to measure, because here's a good quote. I don't remember where I heard it, but it says, what gets measured gets managed. So literally make a spreadsheet. This week, this is how many requests I sent out. This is how many reviews I gathered. And measure it. And you'll be surprised just measuring it, because that will encourage you to do it, will make a huge difference as you begin to gather them.
Yeah, that's 100% true. You have to keep up. You have to track these things, and I'm a big believer in that. Now, it's easy to say. A lot of times it's easier to say than actually do, but this is exactly why you can have Ezra on your team. You can get them in there and helping with your website and working on all these edits and updates and things like that. Get your website streamlined to the top of the list here and get more leads coming in without really even having to pay for that much extra marketing. It's just using your free tools to your advantage, because Google's totally free, or can be totally free. You just have to actually use it for what it's intended for and put a little bit of time and effort into it. But Ezra can help with that. And so, man, is there anything else I've left out that you wanted to share with the audience about kind of what you have going on, how they can get in touch maybe, or what the best plan is moving forward if they would like to get in touch with you and get some work done?
Sure. Just one tidbit, and then I'll give you my contact information. I was looking at the other day what percentage of people use Google compared to other search engines. I've tried the different ones. There's DuckDuckGo. I think they're. Oh, but just wait. There's different ones. There's Bing, there's Yahoo. I looked it up, and it was around 90 to 94%. Now, that encompasses YouTube and Google because Google owns YouTube. But I think predominantly that's Google.
Yeah.
So you know what? If you can get 9/10 of the customers, that's where you need to focus your time at. Not at 10% of some other thing that you hope, you a wish and a prayer. The customers are on Google, so that's where you want to be number one. It's not, anyway, not vanity metrics. You want to be where you can be found, which will help your business and give you more free time. And if you want to find us, the best way I'd recommend you finding us is you can just look up greenfrogwebdesign.com, or you can type in ilovemyfrog.com, and that'll take you there as well. Either way, or you can look us up. Either of those is probably the best, and you can find our contact info there.
All right, so you have to give us the rundown really quickly on why you chose Green Frog. We were talking about this beforehand. I thought it was hilarious. Tell us why you chose Green Frog Web Design.
Well, it has to do with branding. I was driving along one day, and I saw this truck that was driving by, and it was the greatest branding truck ever. It was like neon green, and it just had a big old tree frog right across it. And I think I only saw that truck one time, but it was just imprinted in my mind. And so when I was thinking about branding for the web design, I don't know, it got stuck in my head, and I thought, well, hopefully this is memorable.
That's right. That's right. So you shouldn't forget it. Now, greenfrogwebdesign.com. Ezra can help you there. If you have any questions, reach out. If you reach out to him, tell him you heard about him here on the show. That would be a huge help to us and to you as well. Like, it's just, I'm glad that y'all get to find, I'm glad there's this resource out here for people that are starting out. Like, I get messages every single week about I'm starting my company, or I'm in year one. And it's like, these are resources that I wish I had in year one. I wish I could pay somebody a small fee to get my website up and running and make it manageable and get a good listing out on the internet, because for so long I operated without anything. And that's just not the way to do it. It's not the correct way to run your business. So I really believe that Ezra can help you. And guys, I wouldn't be promoting something that I didn't know and trust. And I know Ezra's a fantastic guy. He's going to take care of you from start to finish. And if anything goes wrong, he'll make sure to handle it professionally and take care of you there. So Ezra, man, thank you so much for coming on and spending some time with us this evening and sharing everything you got going on.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, man.
Great.
Well, I'm jealous of you. Let's tell everybody where you live, by the way, before we hang up. Like, I'm excited, and I'm excited because I'm glad I know someone here, because maybe I might try to hook up and go on a vacation here one day, and maybe you'll take me to go sightseeing or something. But tell everybody where you live.
I live about 100 yards from a lake, and actually this afternoon I was working, but my wife went out, and the person she was with, we lived maybe about 50 feet up a hill. There was a big old bear just waltzing around. So I live in northern British Columbia. It's probably like 10 miles by. It's a good 10-mile, probably long lake. Pretty good size.
That's so crazy. Like, I'm so jealous of that. British Columbia is one of my favorite places that I've seen pictures and things of. I want to go there. I want to take a vacation there one day. So maybe we'll make it up there. Do you think you'll be there long term, or do you know?
Oh, I plan on it.
Yeah. I don't know that I don't know that anything can make me leave once I got there. So maybe we'll come up and see you and hang out for a couple of days or something. But I would love to make a trip out there and check out that beautiful part of God's creation. So, dude, thank you so much for coming on and spending some time with us this evening. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the show. It means the world that you listen in each and every week. 3 times a week here, Marriage Mondays on Mondays, and then our normal shows Wednesdays, Fridays. We love it. We love the diversity of the mix-up of the shows, the solo, the guest interviews, the Marriage Mondays. Like, I try to bring it all. I want you to be able to come here and be a platform and a place where you can feel like you're learning, you're growing, you're able to relate to what we're going through, what you're going through a lot of the times. And so you get a lot of anything and everything here on the show. And so that's kind of the goal. Thank you for all the messages saying you listen in and support the show. That means the world to us. And just leave us a big 5-star rating and review. The same way we sit here and ask your customers to review in your lawn care business. it means that for us here on the show. When people go on the podcast apps and then they look and see the show has 100 reviews, then they're going to click and say, man, these are all 5 stars. Let's give it a listen. And so it means the world to us there because it helps us social proof the podcast. And then we can just continue to grow so we can grow the community one relationship at a time. But without any further ado, that is going to wrap this episode up. And we look forward to catching up with everybody here on the next one.
Are you tired of not getting any quality leads from your online marketing? Does your website look like your Aunt Martha designed it in 1974? My name is Ezra from greenfrogwebdesign.com. We started our company to help small businesses like yours grow and succeed. Our first month for many of our plans is only $1, and we guarantee to have it done in 3 weeks or less, or it's free for a year. That's why we have transparent pricing listed right on our website. We're only a call away. Feel free to reach us anytime at greenfrogwebdesign.com. Have a great day.
Thanks for tuning in to the Growing Green podcast. It is an honor to have you listening, and we hope you receive valuable advice to help take your business to the next level. Don't forget to follow the podcast so you'll be notified when our next episode drops.